Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. As you noted in our lecture number 4, we discussed about the Doppler effect. We just discussed the introduction of the Doppler effect. That Doppler effect is the apparent change in the frequency of the sound generated by certain sounding source when there is relative motion between sounding source and listener. In lecture 4, we just discussed about the introduction of the Doppler effect, that when a sounding source move towards the stationary listener or move away from stationary listener, or a listener move towards the stationary sounding source or away from sounding source, or both move towards one another or move away from one another. In all such cases, the frequency of the sound generated by sounding source changes. So this change of frequency of the sound when there is relative motion between sounding source and observer, then this change of frequency we call the Doppler effect. As we already discussed it, frequency of the sound changes when either source move, either listener move, or both move. So we discussed the different cases for the change of frequency while taking the observer or the source in motion, one in motion and other at rest. In this lecture we discuss the first case, and in this case we take a moving source and a stationary listener. We check the change of frequency when source is in motion and listener is in state of rest. So let us consider a source of sound S and a listener L. Initially, this source of sound is in state of rest and this listener is also in state of rest. So this sounding source generates the sound of certain frequency and certain wavelength. The number of the waves generated by this sounding source in 1 second is the frequency of the sounding source denoted by small f. So the distance between the sounding source S and listener L is denoted by S, that's equal to V. We know that S is equal to Vt by definition of the speed. Here time is equal to 1 second, so the distance between the sounding source and listener is equal to V when t is equal to 1. Here we put t instead of t1, so this S is equal to V, mean when both sounding source and listener are in state of rest, then the distance between the sounding source and listener is V, and f number of the waves are generated by the sounding source. Means f is the frequency of the sounding source. Now when this sounding source move towards the listener which is in state of rest, or this sounding source move away from the listener which is in state of rest, the frequency of the sounding source changes. So we discuss the first case in which source of the sound move towards the stationary listener. Here we take the source in motion and listener is in state of rest. So first we move the source towards the listener and we find the expression for frequency, and then in second case we move the source away from listener and we find the expression for frequency. So first we consider that source move towards the stationary listener. Here when both are in state of rest, then the distance between source and listener is equal to V, and f number of the waves are generated by the source. Now when source move towards the listener with speed a and it covered the distance a. Now the f number of the waves generated by the sounding source when both source and listener are in state of rest are compressed in this distance. Originally, the waves generated by this sounding source having this wavelength, and this is the distance between sounding source and the listener, but when it's moved towards the listener, now the number of the waves generated by the sounding source are same, but now these waves compressed in this distance. This distance is equal to v minus a. V is the distance between source and listener in state of rest, means this total distance, and this distance which covered by the source is a. So now at this position, the distance between the sounding source and listener become v minus a. The number of the waves generated by the sounding source now compressed in this distance. Here it is clear that now there is change of wavelength. Originally this is the wavelength lambda, and now there is change of wavelength. This apparent change of wavelength we denote by lambda prime. Originally this is the wavelength generated by the sounding source. This is lambda, and now the wavelength changes, and this apparent change of wavelength we call that lambda prime. As in your last lecture, we write the expression for the wavelength that lambda is equal to v divided by f, where v is the distance between the sounding source and a listener, and f is the frequency of the sound generated by sounding source, or the number of the waves emitted by the source per second. So in this case, this v, distance between the sounding source and listener when source move towards the stationary listener, is equal to v minus a. So instead of this v, if we write the expression of lambda prime, then we can write v minus a. So lambda prime become v minus a divided by f. This f is the frequency of the sound, means the number of the waves generated in 1 second, means the original frequency of the sounding source, sound of the sounding source when it is in state of stress. Now here there is change of wavelength, means the waves are compressed in this region. So when there is change of wavelength, obviously then there is change of frequency. We can write the expression of new frequency that f prime is equal to v divided by lambda prime. Here f prime is equal to v divided by lambda prime. When there is change of wavelength, obviously there is change of frequency. So we can write the expression for new frequency that f prime is equal to v divided by lambda prime, or by putting the value of lambda prime, we can write the expression for frequency that f prime is equal to v divided by v minus a by f. So we have this expression for frequency of the sounding source when it's moved towards the stationary listener. As the frequency is equal to v divided by lambda, f is equal to v divided by lambda, so this frequency depends upon the wavelength. In this case, we have this expression of the frequency, or we can write it as f prime is equal to v by v minus a into f. This f we write on a nominator as a nominator term. We have this expression of the frequency. frequency depend upon the wavelength. In this case, wavelength decreases. And from this expression, it is clear that when wavelength decreases, then frequency increases. Here, originally we have this expression of the wavelength. Now, the new wavelength when source moves towards the listener decreases. Here, when we subtract the A from V, V is the distance, original distance. Now, A is the distance traveled by this sounding source. So, when we subtract A from V and we find the expression of wavelength, this wavelength is smaller as compared to this wavelength. As from figure, it's also clear that the wavelength when source move towards the listener decreases. So when wavelength decreases, then frequency increases, because there is inverse relation between wavelength and frequency. So when sounding source move towards the stationary listener, then the frequency of the sound generated by the sounding source increases. When frequency increases, then pitch of the sound also increases. Pitch is actually the shrillness of the sound, means आपके पास जो sound है वो चीखली आवाज़ है या फिर आपके पास भारी आवाज़ है, ठीक है. And it's the pitch means the shrillness of the sound, and shrillness of the sound or the pitch of the sound depend upon the frequency, directly depend upon frequency, and inversely depend upon the wavelength. So when sounding source move towards the stationary listener, then frequency of the sound increases, wavelength of the sound decreases, and due to increase of frequency and decrease of wavelength, the pitch of the sound also increases. This is the part A of the case 1 when source move towards the stationary listener. Now we discuss what happened when source move away from the stationary listener.